Okay, again, we're with Joe, and he was telling us about his Vietnam experience. We last left off where you were in Texas after going to California for a language class. So you were in Texas, then is that when they shipped you out to Vietnam?
Well, no. In Texas, we were there at Goodfellow Air Force Base for training in the equipment we were going to use when we were overseas.
Okay.
Basically, they were teaching us about recording techniques and the exact equipment we would use. It's a very secure base there because all of the people in secure situations have to go through that training. The training lasted, I believe it was about 2 months.
Yeah? That's not long at all.
No. Well, it would, depending on what your exact specialty was, because I was technically a voice processing specialist, so I was only interested in the equipment that I would use just for my specific job.
Right. So what year was that?
I believe that was 1973.
And then they shipped, after 2 months there, they shipped you to Vietnam?
Well, no, then after that we had to undergo basic survival training.
Okay.
And jungle survival training.
Okay.
The basic survival training was done at a base in Washington State, just outside of Spokane.
Yes.
And the basic survival was interesting because it had a facet that no one was aware of when they went there. The basic survival included a 2-day hike out into the wilderness to develop navigation skills and basic survival concerning your food and water.
Right.
At the end of that training, toward the end of the training, we had actual POWs that had been returned to the United States to give us training about actual experience of what we could expect if we were in fact captured. So the class instruction was theory, the POWs part was actual experience. At the end of that training, we thought we were going to be shipped out the next day, and we went to bed. I believe it was 9 o'clock, lights went out.
So that's the last day of all your training?
It's the last.
What you would thought would be the last day?
Okay. My basic. I knew I still had to do jungle survival, which was in the Philippines.
Okay. Your last continental training.
Right. Lights went out at 9 o'clock. At 9:30, bang, the lights all came on. Nobody knew what was going on. They told us to dress in our fatigues and that we were going to have to complete the confidence course, which, what a confidence course is basically what you remember from the old training movies where you see guys crawling under barbed wire and going past tripwires. This specific training involved a 1 mile crawl on your hands and knees, and at some point your belly when you were going in tripwires. The course consisted of dirt and shale. If you know anything about shale, it's very sharp rock.
Right.
So after crawling on that for a mile, you were pretty much cut up all over your body, little paper cut, things that weren't going to kill you but terribly annoy you, and your fatigue was shredded. And of course you realize afterwards all this was to simulate possible capture. At the end of the course, it wasn't lit at all, so it was pitch black, but they had pylons set out so you knew you were still within the course boundary.
And then let's stop there with the pylons. There we go.